Hello students, till now we have learned how federalism is practiced in India. Today we are going to start with decentralization. In this we will learn how the local self-government became more powerful. Decentralization in India. What's the meaning of decentralization? When the power is taken away from the central and state government and is given to local government, it is called decentralization. As you all know, India is a vast country. It has enormous geographical, religious, and cultural diversities. People of different regions speak different languages. Their customs are different and they have different lifestyles. Similarly, India also has a diverse physical features, having great deserts while other part receives heavy rainfall. So similarly, the problem varies from city to villages. Especially in the villages, there's a problem of sanitation and transportation. All these factors make it impossible for the government to run in two tiers. So therefore, there was a need to share the power within the state itself, and federal power sharing in India needs another tier of government below that of a state government. This is the rationale for decentralization of power. Thus, came into existence the third tier of government, that is the local government. The basic idea behind decentralization is that there are large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level. People have better knowledge of problems in the localities. They also have better ideas on where to spend money, how to manage things more efficiently. Besides, it is possible for the people to directly participate in decision making at the local level. So now we will come to know what is the importance of decentralization. If you go by this, the first point will be local people know the local problems better. Decentralization aims at dealing with the local problems at local level. Local people knows their problems better than the outsiders. They also have a better ideas regarding management of things more efficiently. Second is direct participation of people. Local administration provide the opportunity to the people to directly participate in decision making administration. It is also lead to foundation of democracy. Because by this, the people, they not only use their votes but also come to realize the importance of election, voting, election process. The local government serves as a training school in democracy. Then comes sharing the burden of central and state government. The local government take up some of the responsibility of the state and central government. They share some of their burdens and allow them time to concentrate of matters that is of state importance, and so that the government can work on those issues which are much important, and the local issues can be dealt with by the local people. Then comes convenient and economical. A local government is closer to the common people. It is very convenient for the local people to approach the local authorities with whom they are in regular touch and contact. Hence, we can say need of decentralization was recognized by our constitution makers. Right from the beginning, a number of attempts have been made to decentralize power to the level of villages and towns. In all the states, panchayats in villages, municipalities in urban areas were set up. So, though they come under direct control, in order to give them more power, resources, and funds, the local government was given, but they were given by the amendment that took place in 1992. Local government. It is a third tier of government which includes panchayat in villages, municipalities in the urban areas. Constitutional amendment in 1992. A major step toward decentralization was taken after the amendment of Constitution in 1992. The steps were: first, mandatory to hold regular elections at local government bodies. Seats are reserved for the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and the backward classes. At least 1/3 of the positions are reserved for women. An independent institution called the State Election Commission has to be created in each state. The state government are required to share some powers and revenue with the local government. Let us come to the local government. What are the divisions of local government? As you know, this is the third tier of government called local government, and this local government includes panchayats at villages, municipalities in urban area. As they come under direct control of state government, they do not have any power or resources, funds of their own, and the elections were not held regularly. A major step toward decentralization was taken in 1992 when the Parliament passed 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments. The 73rd amendment referred to rural local government, that is Panchayat Raj institution, and the 74th amendment was made provision for urban local government, that is Nagarpalika. Let us come to rural local bodies. In that we have Panchayati Raj. It is a system of local self-government. It is administered by Panchayati Raj Institution or PRI. It is a three-tier system. What are the important features of Panchayati Raj? It is mandatory to have regular elections to local government bodies. The term is 5 years. Seats are reserved in all the elected bodies for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and other backward classes. 1/3 of the positions are reserved for women. An independent state election commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. 29 subjects which were earlier in the state list of subjects have been transferred to Panchayati Raj institution by 11th schedule of the constitution. The state government are required to share some powers and revenues with local government bodies. A state finance commission examines every 5 years the financial position of the local government. Now, as I said, Panchayati Raj is of three tier. We have three levels. At the village level, we have Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. At the block level, we have Block Samiti or Panchayat Samiti. At the district level, we have Zilla Parishad. Let us come to village Panchayat. Two bodies have been set up at the village level. First is Gram Sabha, second is Gram Panchayat. Gram Sabha. It is a general assembly at the village. It is made up of adult villagers, that is males and females both, who are at least 18 years of age. They elect Gram Pradhan, the president. It meets twice a year to perform certain functions and discuss the major problems of the villages. It is a decision-making body of the entire village. Now we come to Gram Panchayat. For the purpose of election, the village is divided into many wards. The members are elected by Gram Sabha. Gram Panchayat is a small committee of 7 to 30 members. Seats are reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in Gram Panchayat. 1/3 of the seats, total number of seats, are reserved for women. Also, every Panchayat has a Sarpanch who is elected by the Gram Sabha. Ward members are called Panch and President are called Sarpanch. That's all for today, students. Today we have done. From tomorrow we are going to in next video we are going to start from at the block level.